Hello. I'm taping on here because Facebook keeps telling me that I don't have enough internet connection to go live on Facebook. And I feel like that's just in the universe wanting me to spread my wings and try a different avenue. So here I am on YouTube Live. I'm filming under May's house. And I wanted to come on here and talk to you all because I have been having such a day and I wanted to share my day with you. So, since Facebook is not letting me go live, I'm just gonna make this video here and post it for you all. And yeah, that's that. Don't mind the light beam coming through. I'm still working on my lighting, but I got a new setup. We're gonna rock out till the music goes out. And I'm going to roll myself a much deserved joint. Take my shoes off. So here's the dealio, folks. Today is January 25th, 2019. It is also technically, according to the Mayan calendar, my soul birthday. And they don't do 365 days. They do like 189 days or 200 and something days like that. So every 200 and something days, you get a new birthday. So I've had a soul birthday from before, and um, today is another one. So it was crazy because yesterday, okay, let me rewind selector. Let me start off this whole story by saying hi. I am a multitude of people in one. I was born May Alice Catherine Wells. I dropped down to earth in New York in August 11, 1985, and I moved to Queens. Well, I never really lived in Brooklyn. My mom was already living in Queens when I was born. She bought a house here, and that's what we were doing. So then we moved from Queens to another area. Hold on. We moved from Queens to another part of Queens later on in my life, but that has nothing to do with this story. Um, well, I guess kind of. We used to live in Springfield, and now I'm in Queens Village, so Springfields to Queens Village. So here I am, and I've been living in New York City pretty much my whole life. I was in a children's dance company growing up, and we traveled the world as a result. So I love traveling, I love being in places, but I spent so much of my time traveling, I don't even know sometimes what it's like to be home. And it's hard for me to, it was hard for me to feel settled in my own home, but I'm starting to feel, I really love being at home. Like when I'm at home, I love being at home, you know? My only issue with being at home previously has been, oh, I am. Look, this is all the weed that I have left. It was supposed to last me until April. So unless I'm having like one hit a day and one baby hit, that's not gonna happen. But I'm not really worried about it because here's the deal. That weed is old. It's like 3 years old. And I'm like trying to move on. You know, I need some new weed. And I feel like it's been one big, huge ritual for me. So if I can get rid of it, not rid of it, but I gotta smoke through it and then I can move on to the next batch, which I don't know what it's going to be or where it's gonna come from or what's gonna happen. But, you know, fiercely, if I could get a job, like growing someplace, that would be fierce. You know what I mean? Not that I need a job, but I do want to get my hands in the dirt. And I love being outdoors and I love nature. And last year I started a garden and I was growing a bunch of stuff and I had a lot of fun. Some stuff grew, some stuff didn't, but it didn't matter. I just enjoyed being outside. I enjoyed being in the earth. I enjoyed getting my hands in the dirt. I enjoyed planting the seeds. I enjoyed like going out there on almost a daily basis and singing to the plants and talking to them and making sure that they were good to go and all of that wonderfulness. So, um, and then it's just a bonus when the plants actually come to fruition and give you something that you can partake in later on. So, that was my journey last year. So this year, I'm just I'm just chilling. So today, I mean, I want to get back into it, but you know, it's winter time right now in New York City, and it's challenging to get anything done when it's winter time. So, what are you gonna do? Right now, I am just trying to enjoy being in my new space because it's an old space, but it's a my space. And what do I mean by that? I mean that this room is mine. All right, let me rephrase. My room used to be in the basement, or not in the basement, in the I mean, what am I saying? I can't even talk today. My room used to be downstairs in this house, but I'm such a do-gooder, and I want to make sure that everyone's like good in life that I martyr myself to make sure everyone's good. So what did I do, right? When I was living in California, I would send people back to this house in New York, who anyone of my friends who was moving here, and provide them basically with a place to live. And generally, it was my room that ended up being used as their place to stay of refuge. And so when I came back to New York, my room was occupied. So my mom redid the attic and got it like comfortable living for me to be in. She got a futon put up here and she put a dresser up here and, you know, made it all cozy and whatnot, which, you know, wasn't bad, but it was good for the time being. But as I thought about it and as I went through it and as I processed what just happened, what started out as a great thing or a good intention or whatever just ended up being not 100% functional for my needs. And at the time, I was like thinking, well, I'll just leave. It's no big deal. So I didn't really like I wasn't bothered by it, but I'm in a completely different space now and I need this room to be comfortable for me to be in because I've not had not one room in this house where I felt like I can just be myself and I don't have to worry about nobody telling me nothing, you know? And it's like I'm a freaking teenager all over again. So since I'm reliving my teenage life, um, back in the day I used to like dance in my room. You know, I had the ceiling, this is an attic, so the ceiling is pitched, but my space downstairs had high ceilings all around. So they're not it wasn't a super huge space, but I had at least room to like stretch my arms out, up and down, and all around. So this space is going to be a little bit more challenging for that. It's not impossible. I just got to stay in the middle. I can't really like travel to the left or right. I can only travel like this way, left or right. So I really am considering rearranging this whole space just so I can put the bed like against all the way the wall, and I can maximize on the floor space in the middle. But at the same time, it's really not that deep because I don't plan on being here like that. Like my goal is to continue working on my garage and getting that cleared out so that I have some space to do some stuff in there. Um so we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. But I did want to come on here and talk to you all, and I mean, I really wanted to talk to my friends on Facebook, and I'm really kind of sad that I'm not able to converse directly with them because they are on Facebook and I am on YouTube. And I guess I could have said to them, hey, I'm going live on YouTube. That would have made sense. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So I'm just going to be here for a little while, and I got to figure out how to get more people subscribed to my YouTube channel. But I feel like I'd have to go out and meet people in the world and be like, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That kind of a thing. So the other part of me doing this video is because I was having some real issues earlier today. Well, okay, let me backtrack. Let me back. I feel like I'm in the middle of some weird ass story, and I don't even know where in the story I'm at, but I'm just talking. And I don't know what the fuck happened to this wig, but I feel like she went through some drama, and I'm gonna have to show her some love. So yesterday was my no, today was my soul birthday. Okay, this is part of the reason why I was telling the story. All right, so like I'm married, right? I'm also polyamorous. I found out that I was poly in the middle of me being married. Yeah, we got married first and then da 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 da. But to me, it's like your marriage is supposed to be that safe space where you can have these conversations and be able to figure these things out with your spouse. But instead, what I've been experiencing is like nothing but backlash and basically wanting to put me in a box and not allow me the person that I want to be, or at least experience this person that I think that I am. You know, it's like if we're really married and if you really feel like we're together or we're gonna like rock it out, then where's the freedom to just explore myself even in this marriage? I feel like there's this misconception that once you get married, like you're supposed to know yourself 100% before you get married, and there has to be like, no, it's not about that. It's just about like, did you find somebody who you feel like you can grow with? Because I really feel like that's what it comes down to. And depending on where you're at in your life and what you need growth in, I feel like that could determine also who you end up being in a relationship with. And this is possibly why people end up in more than one relationship, because they're growing in different ways for different things for different reasons. And so without having a way to get with the people who have that information, who could give it to you, then what else are you gonna do? You feels? You feels? I feel like I want to be closer to the camera. Like this. Maybe if I sat here, this might be better. If I turn my face this way. Oh. Alright, so it's better if I actually sit on the floor. but I have to look up at the hole. The hole is here. See, if I look at myself, I'm here. I'm here in the screen, but the hole is there. So where do I look? Do I look in the hole or do I look in here? See, I don't like looking in the hole though because then I can't see myself. So I think that's why when I'm further back, it doesn't matter if I'm looking in the hole or in the camera. Like it's all, it looks like I'm looking at you now. But the reality is that you're just gonna have to, on a level, not even care about looking at me because I'm gonna be probably putting this on a podcast or whatever. But whatever, I'm trying to work it out. So bear with the hoe. I'm not a hoe. Okay. Okay, I swear to you, I went to get some papers. Because that whole case was supposed to be full of papers, but for some reason, I had like literally 20 packs and there's not one. I know I didn't smoke that many joints, but maybe I fucking did. So it's funny in this room because it's cold in this part of the room and I usually have a heater, but the heater is downstairs with my current who like I need to be not married to. And it's part of the reason for this video. All right, let me break it down. Here's the tea. So we met back in 2012, right? And she was married and to a man, married to a man, and but had already been exploring her sexuality, meaning she had an inkling that she wasn't gay anymore. I mean, she wasn't straight anymore, but not that she wasn't straight anymore, more so that she was having sexual feelings for a woman and couldn't understand what that was about. So she went exploring. Eventually, she ended up finding me, but that's way down the line. When we met, she was married. Her daughter was going to college, first year, first semester away, and I was living at home with my mom. My friend had from California had moved in, and we were supposed to move to Brooklyn together, but that did not happen because she had a change of plans. So since she had a change of plans, so did I. I was like, well, boo, listen, the last thing I need, because she would come up to my room and we would hang out and da da da. But I mean, boo, I need a cuddle. Like I need, and it wasn't like I was trying to fuck my friend. Like, all right, that would have been cool if we had messed around. Cause it wasn't like, oh, mess around with your friend. It was more like, okay, everybody needs emotional and physical attachment at some point in their life. And if you're not gonna be with, like Lufa said, the one you love, then love the one you with. So I don't know if she ever flirted with that idea. I definitely did simply because it was a survival tactic. And anyway, so that didn't really go down. She and I did not move to Brooklyn together, clearly. So I met my current person that I'm with now, and that was that. I can't say that we actually hit it off because here's the real. My friends gave me the lowdown on this girl, this woman, before I even met her. They were just talking about a person. Like, you know how your friends go out to a party or whatever, a club, and you didn't go that night, but then they come back and they tell you the tea. Well, that was the tea. She was the tea. This chick was da 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 da. I was like, oh, okay, okay, whatever. And in my head, I'm like, why are they telling me this story? Because I'm not really one for gossip or shit like that. I'm just like, okay, is there a point to all of this? Because if not, you just wasted like 20 minutes of my life. But I guess the point was just to tell me the story, just so I could have the information. And we're keying and that's how you bond. So that was the point, to bond. All right, so we bonded over the fact that Miss Thing was looking for trade in the nightclub, which is not, unheard of. That's what people go to the nightclub for. But here's my thing. I have been dating older women since forever, and fuck it. Um, so it wasn't no thing to me. But what I've learned is that you have to be careful with these women because some of them are really just out to get their thing squashed, and that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's not what I have been looking for, and I didn't know that that's what they were looking for when they were looking at me. You feel me? I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna be in a real relationship and it's gonna be serious and we're gonna actually build a life together. Da da da. It's like, no, you're looking to have a qualitative sexual relationship. But not what I'm looking for. So to say the least, since the beginning, our relationship has been tumultuous. We were on the we weren't on the same page on things. It's pretty much just been a disaster since the beginning. Pretty much been a disaster since the beginning. But we had hope, right? We had faith. We had like all of this stuff. So like realistically, unless the divine is on our side, like none of this makes no damn sense. So last night, I'm like getting ready for my soul birthday and I have all these plans that I want to do for myself. And I'm lying there on the floor because we're not in a bed, but I'm lying there on the floor that we made into a makeshift bed. And the few nights before, she was cuddling with me, and I was like, yes, let's cuddle. But I didn't want to cuddle that night because the reality is this: I'm not in love with her anymore. I loved her for a long, long time. And the love that I have for her is merely like a love that you have for people who you want to just see get better. Mm, there we go. No, come on. So, so it's been crazy since the beginning, right? And she and I have just been having a crazy ass time. On one hand, it's been wonderful. It's like dinosaur never fucking ended, but at some point, dinosaurs gotta end. And if you don't know what dinosaur is, then you should really look it up and understand what happens. It's like spring break all over again. It's like our life was intended to be a never ending spring break, but the reality is, in order for that to happen, you either have to be like 1,000 on 100, like all of the time, or you have to be bawling the fuck out of control. And I feel like it worked for us before because she was balling the fuck out of control. And I'm a fun motherfucker, so I made spending her money fun. But when she spent all her money and then we didn't make any more, it was like, oh no, life sucks now, and I'm so mad at myself for spending all of my money and losing all of my resources and all of my stuff and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, are you really in love with me? Because if you are, then it didn't matter to. There we go. Move on from this situation. And so that's where we're kind of at right now, trying to see if you truly love someone when they have nothing. But in order to know if you could love someone when they have nothing, two things have to be in place, at least. One, the person that is intending to receive, sorry, the person that is intending to receive the love must in turn become penniless if they currently. So if you have penties, you're gonna have to lose all of your penties before you can find out if someone is going to love you based on the fact that you have no penties. And even if you try to pretend like you have no penties and see if it's going to be true that way, it doesn't work that way. Like you actually have to have no penties. So that's for one. The second thing is you have to become fully yourself with no penties. Once all of that happens, then the other person is in a position to even see if they like you, love you, still want to be with you. Yes, that's a completely scary thing to put yourself through. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you decide that that's what you're going to do, then fucking do the shit. I don't want to hear no complaints about it while you doing it. Complain about it all the goddamn day long before you make the decision. But once you make that decision, it's a rizzy. It's a rizzy. Just say thank you for your blessings and your lessons and move on. So that's what I would tell people. More on this saga, right? So what position are we in right now? I mean, there's a lot of blanks to fill in. Basically, she said that she is down for having the polyamorous relationship and she feels like she doesn't know if she could do it or not, but she's willing to try. Da, da, da. It's like, okay, that's cute. But here's where I'm at in totality. None of that fucking matters. None of that fucking matters. Because it's coming down to, as I am getting to know you and see you for who you are and what it is that you do in life, it's like I love you and I can respect you and I appreciate you, but I don't want to be with you. I don't. Because it's like angry and sad and pissed off and all of those things all the time. And it's like you're looking for me to be a constant joy. And it's like that's really draining. I can't always be your joy. You have to be joyous as well. We have to like be joyous together. Like that's how that's gonna work. But I feel like she keeps looking for me to be her joy. And I'm just like, Miss Thing, that's a lot of work for me to do. And I keep telling you that if that's truly gonna be how we gonna rock, then I cannot just be in a relationship with you. Cause you're not giving me nothing. So where am I supposed to get shit from in order to give to you? You feel what I'm saying? And why would I take from somebody else to give to you if you don't even appreciate what's being given to you currently? So it's a whole lot of stuff that's happening. But and it gets confusing because I have too gone back and said, yes, okay, I'll be with you. Yes, okay, let's work it out. Yes, okay, because there's a part of me that's just like, do I really want to be an asshole? Do I really want to be da da da? It's like, if I do this thing, is that gonna show or prove or be a way for me to strengthen my love muscle and be like, okay, I really don't, but I'm trying. I do know. No, I really don't know yet. I really don't know yet. That's why I'm trying. I'm gonna see if it's gonna work out, and if it doesn't work out, then it don't work out. But how else are you supposed to know unless you try? You know? I feel like it's too tight, but I can't get it loose because the weed that I used is very like fine, you know. So usually what I do in this case is I break off the bottom, but then I end up getting weed in my mouth the whole time I'm smoking. So I'm just gonna try and unpack it a bit, and I think there is a little sticky stick. So I just wanted to talk about that, you know, and just be like, where am I at with my relationships in life? And so where am I at with my poly, right? What is going on with that? Okay, so here's what I'm personally at, and this is why I'm having kind of like a hard time and why it's uber important for me to maintain a space, a physical space that is clean and clear and under control because it is the only way that I function well and I can see exactly everything that is happening and I know exactly that's happening and it's like this is my space where I'm not confused about what's going on. And as long as I stay in this space where I'm not confused about what's going on, then I can make clear decisions. And the more I'm just like, boom, I got this. You know what I mean? I got this. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my space. I'm not going to show you my room just yet, but as you can see, there's a bed in here. I didn't have a bed in here before. That is the bed from when I was 16. Well, I'm since 12, really. 11. 11, 12. So I'm now 33. You do the math. That's how long I've had this bed. It has a canopy. Only one pole has showed up. I think the rest are missing somewhere. They may be in the garage. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to add some tulle to the ceiling and create my own canopy. And that will be that. Much better. Much better. So all day today I've been like, how can I make myself more comfortable in this home? Because that's been my number one thing. I've never felt comfortable in my own home. And so it started yesterday and I started clearing out my Facebook. Not clearing out my Facebook, but clear myself out of Facebook and all of that. So I'm like, all right, I'm done posting on the May's house. I mean, May Alice. I'm going to be posting on the May's house because I haven't really posted under there for a long time. I've been trying to get people to come from like my main page to May's house. So I've been successful and I have about like 35 people for like a bunch. I was trying to get 25, so I've exceeded my goal. And from there, I'm just going to be posting under May's house. Now, May's house to me, so many different things happen in this home, but it's a place for you to not only figure out who you are as an individual, but to also express that individuality, and then figure out how you're going to be that individual person from now on. Like, now that you're this person, how do you want to live? How do you want to be? How do you want to exist? You know what I mean? And it's going to take some time to figure all of that out, but that's why we're here. And there's no time limit as to when you need to start or end or finish, because on a level, time doesn't really exist, and it's just about you getting the information that you need. So, in designing this home, I figured out that it is important for anyone who is going to come and experience this space to have a space of their own. They're going to need their very own room. Now, yes, there can be communal spaces like the bathroom, the kitchen, that kind of a space. And then there's stuff that we do when we get together, like dancing and singing and playing games and things of that nature. But in terms of like getting into yourself, you really do need like your own room. And so right now, I'm only able to accommodate one other goddess because I have my own space, and my current wife, soon to be ex, is currently occupying another space down there. So until I get the garage clear, I only have one more room available. Now she's pissed because I put her in the basement. But here's the thing. The bed she was sleeping on, first of all, she showed up out of nowhere. We had a situation, and I was like, you need to get out of my life. And it was okay, I was dramatic. So I could understand from your perspective, yes, I'm gonna leave. But she didn't pack up her stuff and go. She took a few things, but she pretty much left all of her stuff and just bounced. And then I didn't hear from her for weeks. And then she pops up. I mean, okay, it wasn't then she popped up. I mean, well, actually, yeah, she did pop up one time, and then we were having cordial conversation, and then she popped up again on me. And the second time she popped up on me, I was just like, I was really in a space where like I was doing good when you weren't here. I was healing. I was happy. I was like, you know, I'm good, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm making plans, like, but this was a test from the universe to really see if I was gonna move on or if I was gonna fucking fall back. You know what I mean? So here she comes, like some weeks before Christmas. I'm like, ugh, jeez. So, and her car breaks out. At first, I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Florida with you, dumb ass. Like, cause it's just trying to get out of the cold. That's always what it is. Like, it'd be so damn cold, I don't make any decision. Like, I can't take it. Get me out of here. Anyway, this car that she gets dies, and she ends up here. And I be tripping because I'm like, how the fuck you go to a whole nother country, got a place to live, you get money, and you get a car, and I'm still sitting in my mama's house trying to figure it out. Not trying to figure it out, but like making amends. You know what I mean? So it's just like, not that I'm trying to get my own place in a car and all that. So I am, but it's like you did it because your government helped you out. Like, go Canada. All right. New York, the US, we just fucking shut down. That didn't happen all in the same time, but that's my point. It's like you always be crying about like how life be sucking for you and this, that, and the third, but you always be coming out of the situations with shit. I don't be doing that. That don't happen to me. And maybe because it's different mentality and we have different connections. Like, I'm not from Canada, so I can't leave and just, oh yeah, Canada's an option. Like, no, I have to stay here. I have to stay here. I guess we could have went together, but blah blah blah. My thing was, I wasn't trying to have you leave. I just wanted you to get your shit together. Like, can you get your shit together? But I can't expect you to do that any faster than you're doing that. And if it's hurting me, then I gotta move on. That's just what it is. So that's just what it is. But May's house has a flavor. You know, it has a feng shui. It has a feel to it as a thing, and it's not 100% finished yet. I'm not really officially launching until it's just kind of like my marketing or whatever. But I was just so tired, you know. I'm upset because I'm in this situation where it's like, not only do I have feelings for people, but because she's around, none of those people want to fuck with me. And so I'm getting fucked as a result of just helping her out. And she don't even fucking, either she knows that and she's like, yay, me, like, you're not getting what you want because I'm not getting what the fuck I want. Or she don't really understand that. And if she do understand that, she damn sure ain't making no moves to make it to where I can get what I really want too. And it's like, damn bitch, you don't really love me. Cause if you really loved me, then you wouldn't be making those moves. You wouldn't be standing in the way of my happiness. You wouldn't be standing in the way of making sure that I get the blessings that I'm supposed to be receiving. But because you're here, I'm not getting shit. Fuck. You need to go. It's like you need to go. It's like, and if you can't go, then I do literally need to be someplace else for a long period of time because I can't. I'm not about this life. This is not conducive to my joy. It's not. It's not. And it's not like I haven't had this conversation. Like I've said these things a million times, but it's not, it doesn't feel good to hear this, right? But what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I've done all of the things. I feel like if you would just actually go through it facing the rest of your fears, then you would come out so much stronger and wiser and feel like invincible. And then nothing could fucking bother you. You know, she's afraid of being without me. She's afraid of a bunch of other stuff. I can't even get into it. But the point of the matter is this me, am not interested in how this life is going. So here's the changes that I'm going to make. And I started today. Today, I rearranged everything. I was like, listen. And I had plans to put her down in that room from before, the room that she's in now. And she was like, oh no, I'm not trying to be down here. I'm like, boo, I didn't ask you nothing. You rolled up on here when I asked you to stay in Canada. I told you not to come back to this country. You did. I told you to not be in contact with me. You were. I told you I wouldn't fucking see you till 2019. I said, I'm good with you, you know what I mean, for the rest of this year, but maybe I'll hold a space for you for next year. Meaning, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Like, okay, good. I'm glad you out there. You not in the streets nowhere, but I'm not trying to have you here. I'm not fucking with you. Like, come on. I'm chilling by myself. I was chilling alone here. I was chilling alone here. And I wanted to set everything up and then be like, listen, now that I've gone through my whole process and figured everything out, this is what I can do for you. This is what you can do here. This is how you can be here. Da, 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 da. But she came in the middle of all of that shit. And I'm just like, ah, you're so fucking annoying. Ah! Because it's like, I already know what you want, need, and deserve in life. You don't need to tell me shit. All you need to do is trust that I'm going to set it up for you and it's going to be the way that it needs to be. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the fucking ride. But no, bitch is like, no, make a left turn here, make a right turn. You didn't turn your signal. Nigga, I'm driving the fucking car. And I did not give you permission to drive for me while I take a break. I pulled over, turned the car off, took the keys out of the ignition, pumped the seat back, and closed my eyeballs. Oh, but you such in a rush to get somewhere. You trying to push me. No, Negro. Scary. That's not how this works. So I had to put Maid to rest for a little while, and I had to bring out one of my other selves. And today we brought back Z Love Star 7. Oh, how I love her. Z Love Star 7 is the bomb.com because for me, she's like the black girl. She's like that black girl. You know what I mean? She's like, I don't get to be that black girl because I'm either yellow or I don't have the hair or whatever. But no, this bitch, you don't fuck with her. You don't fuck with her. She gets along with fucking everybody. She don't take no shit. She's an urban gypsy. She just fucking rocks around. You know what I mean? She does what the fuck she wants to do. And you don't fuck with her. But you like her. You love her. You want to be her. Like, that's the thing. So it's like, oh, whatever. Why? Because her fashions be on point. You know what I mean? Like, her fashions be on pizzy point. So I had to bring her back today because I needed to get my fashions done. And I was like, all right, who is going to help me? Because I need it. I really need some muses so I can put my work on some bodies. Um, that's neither here nor there. It'll come, but that's where I'm at. So that's who came back today. And Z Love Star is from Denver. And Z Love Star has a crush on somebody. Alright, it's more than a crush. It's like, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. And I wanted to be able to share that. And that's one of the things that I'm not able to enjoy in my life right now, which is making life really challenging living with said person downstairs. Because again, there's no reason for you to be the way you are. And because you are the way you are, it just lets me know that it's clear that what's what. So I'm just riding the wave. But this is why I'm having such an issue with being in New York City, specifically because here's the real freaking tea. I became an artist. I really came into my artistry when I was in Denver, UC, because I was smoking the tree and I was just being me. I was just being me. And, but I was a side of myself that I didn't really ever get a chance to be which is 100% me. Like, even the me that has shit to say, even the me that has emotional experiences. Like, I never got to deal with any of this shit in New York because it was always like no one gave a fuck. I always had a specific role here in New York. So it was like in Denver, I didn't have none of that. I could just start all over, have a blank slate, just be whatever I wanted to be. You know, I had different names, different attitudes, different everything because that's just me. I'm like, that's me all the time. I'm so different. I'm so different. So I felt like, how am I gonna be a Denverite in New York City? Like, how does that work for me? You know what I'm saying? So here I am, a Denverite in New York City. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like a New Yorker. New York City is not the place for me. Every time I come here, I just want to kill my fucking self. I want to kill myself so badly. It's like horrible. It makes me so sad. It makes me like, oh, New York. I hate it here. And the rent just goes up and up and up and up and up. It's like, But I get why Miss Thing downstairs is connected so tight to the space because this is where her people have been transported to and from, and she didn't get to experience that because she was born in Canada. That's a whole new route. They weren't doing that route back in the day. So this Canada thing is a brand new route for slaves, but and they do them by air these days, and you pay for it. So anyway, um, so that's the situation that I'm in. I'm in love with. All right, I feel like I'm in love with a few people, and a few people are in love with me, but I don't know who's who and what's what, and people aren't saying anything. So I'm just like, okay, it really doesn't matter because it's not that it really doesn't matter. It does matter. It's just, there's layers to this shit. There's layers to this shit. And I mean, honestly, a part of me feels like I'm not so special that I should only have one person to myself. Like maybe some people feel entitled. I feel like that's an entitlement. I feel like, oh, you're entitled to have one person love you for the rest of your life or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't feel entitled. I don't feel a sense of entitlement like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It's just is what it is, and maybe I'm should at some times and maybe I should not at some times, but it's just the way that it is. And so here I am feeling like love is love and everybody needs some, and if I have some to give some, then I give some and dim some. But learning that I only want to give to certain people for certain reasons and for certain things. And does it make it conditional? Perhaps. And maybe for some it is and for some it's not. I feel like I've reserved space for certain people to be able to receive that love from me and experience that kind of love from me. And then for others, it's like, no, I don't have the capacity to also love you in that way. Or do I? Or, and maybe that's just how I love. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I just love everyone unconditionally because I feel like that's why I keep ending up in these situations with people who may or may not be good for me because it's like, I do love you unconditionally. So I'm just gonna love you no matter how you treat me. No matter how you treat me. But then I gotta be strategic. It's like, okay, but sometimes I don't feel like dealing with it anymore. And I have a right to do that. I have a right to say, you know what? I do love you unconditionally. However, I don't want to anymore. And so I'm just gonna cut the supply off, period. And that's just how it goes. It's like either I love you or I don't, and that's just it. There's no half ass. Now there could be times where when I'm not loving you, if I don't love you, I may have decided to say, okay, I'm gonna hold a space for you. So here's your reservation in case you decide to get your shit together. Possibly. But I mean the reality is I have the ability to forgive everybody and capacity to love them once again. It's just a matter of time, really. And depending on how deep and bad the wound was. Just like everything else, it takes time. It takes love to heal. It's not even time. It takes love to heal. It takes love to heal. So depending on how severe the suckage of the love was will depend upon how much love is then required to refill the reservoirs and restore back to, you know, fruitfulness. I'm still on Restoration Mountain. I'm going to call New York City Restoration Mountain because at least here in my little abode, in this little town, in the middle of nowhere, I can decide to engage in as little or as much as I want to. I can be super famous and no one know that I'm here, or I can let myself be known amongst everybody and you know, whatever. It just doesn't matter. But it's like wonderful here when it's not cold and there's not a bunch of crap around and people actually come to visit me. I don't like going out. I really don't. I like when people come to visit me. I go out when I have to or want to, but preferably I just want to come to me. Preferably come to me, you know. And so I'm with you, Miss T, on that teleportation. I was watching your video earlier about your Wine 30 episode, the old one, and you were talking about your car, Gigi, Georgia Grace. And I was thinking about the fact that I used to have a car and how you were describing all of your things like that it is. For me, it was also like, it was for the community. I was like the only one of us who actually had a whip, you know. People tried to get whips before, but I don't think they were like super successful at it. But I worked my behind off and I saved up my dollar bills and I bought a fucking Mercedes Benz 19 what 82 520 SEL, something like that. Talk about boo, that was my ooh. That was my ooh. I was my, I don't know what's about to happen, yo. I spent 2,300. 2,300. It was supposed to be 25. I still owe the guy two. I never gave him the two. I feel like the guy lives next door. He was like, yeah, and after I sell you this one, I want to sell you a next one. Da da da. I'm like, okay. And I was like, I was actually down for it because why not? Like, to me, it's a luxury vehicle and it's a tank of a car and it just says something about you. You know what I mean? Old school, like, you know what I mean? That was totally my shit. Like, ah. But I fucking totaled it. Not totaled it. Okay, here's what happened. I was riding her to the Bronx and back trying to see Miss Thing and but I was working 9 million jobs and I was so tired. But I wanted to go check on a deal on a cell phone. It was a sidekick from T-Mobile. I think I had some other carrier at the time, and I've been trying to get with T-Mobile for a minute, and I really wanted the sidekick. And I had been looking for a deal, and I wasn't finding any. And then this one place had a coupon or something, so I was like, let me go check it out. But it was in the city, so I had a day off or whatever. Now my stupid ass should have went to sleep and just took a rest because it's just a fucking cell phone. But what did I do? No, I want to drive to the city and find out about this phone. So I drive all the way to the city. The fucking store was closed. And I couldn't like stay parked right there because it was not the good times and stuff. So I had to keep it rolling. So I was like, all right, boom. So I roll and I went first thing in the morning. So now on my way back is traffic and it's going slow. It's bumper to bumper. And I doze off in this slow ass traffic and I hit a truck in front of me. I really wish I would have hit a car because if I would have hit a car, I would have paid the insurance because their car would have been totaled and my car would have been fine. But I would have just been able to have to pay their bill. Like I had insurance, all of that. But no, I had to hit a fucking truck. And I woke up to the sound of my car hitting the truck and there's just steam. I was like, oh shit. And I was still so tired. I was still having a hard time staying awake even after I hit I was like, yo, this is fucked up. And then I was like, the steering wheel got all fucked. It was just like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get home. And the truck in front of me didn't even feel a thing, obviously, because it was a truck. So I'm the only one fucked. Now my car is smoking on the fucking freeway. People are looking at me. I don't even see them. I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. So the car's still rolling. So I drive and I'm not able to hit the brakes. So I put my hazards the fuck on. Clearly my car is smoking. So I'm going super fucking slow. And by the grace of God, I made it all the way to the house. I parked the car in the backyard. And that's where I left it, in the backyard. And my plan was because I wasn't working at the time, I had worked my behind off. I bought this car, I saved up some bread. So, instead that people needed a ride, that's how I got gas money and shit. But I still had some shits, I'm like, I was good. I was good. I was like, yeah, y'all want to ride? Sure, Annie, the fuck up. Because otherwise, this Benz is sitting right the fuck here. This is not, we cruising around town car. No, do you know how much gas is for the Benz? We don't put fucking regular. Burp. No, boo. So, anyways, I only had a month, but we did take a trip to Philadelphia, and I took my friends with me, and we had a community lighter that I called my community light up because all my friends were smokers. And I was like, you can smoke in my car. Just gotta leave the lighter in the club. But they were smoking cigarettes. I wasn't a cigarette smoker. But I'm like, y'all can smoke. It's like, whatever. And because the car was old school, had ashtrays in the car. So I was like, yeah, do that. Now, imagine if I would have still had that whip now with 420. Oh, my la 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 la. She's like, shut up. I would be the div. Anyway, but my mom's called and got my car towed. She got like junk removal. It's not junk, it's a fucking classic. It's like I do things for myself and other people fuck it up for me. She didn't apologize. She didn't ask to help me get another car, like nothing. It was just like, I got nothing now. So I was like, and she fucking works for the MTA. So you get a free fucking bus pass. Now I have to pay your job to get to my job. Like, and she still gets free rides. And she has a car. I swear that car belongs to me. That car belongs to me. And she don't see it that way. She don't see it that way. So it's like, okay, I don't even try to get my own car because it's unfathomable for me right now. It was fathomable for me then because there was a guy in my neighborhood selling it for the price that I could afford and I had the bread at the time. But I don't even work like that. You know what I mean? Like that was then. I gotta move on. So now I walk everywhere. And my body is much better for it, I guess. But I walk everywhere. I don't even have cash dollars for the bus. So I can only get to places that are within walking vicinity or to the extent that a friend comes over and sees me and they happen to have resources for us to go travel. Other than that, I am home bound. And it wouldn't be so bad if my neighborhood didn't suck so fucking much. But my neighborhood fucking sucks. So if I were to walk anywhere to go do anything, it would take me like 4 hours before I got someplace that was worth doing something in. Like, seriously. Could you imagine walking an hour in any direction, north, east, south, or west? Just pick the whole radius and there's not one fucking place where you're like, yeah, I. Right on. That fucking sucks. And my mom don't give a shit. She don't even see that. This is why I keep trying to have people come the fuck over here, but we live so far away the fuck out in the middle of fucking nowhere. No one wants to come. So I'm like, yo, I don't have no choice but to be online. And then she's like, don't advertise online for people to come here. I'm like, nigga, I need a fucking friend. I'm dying out here in isolation. Do you give a shit? Like, serious? Do you actually give a shit? Because it's not like you hang out on Jamaica Avenue. That's where just redoing the whole basement, basically. It's not 100% done. It's probably like 85, but I got way more progress done. And that was part of the reason why I was like, you know what, Miss Thing, you need to come over to this room because we're not going to be in this space forever like this. And so I'm not really trying to set up this room to be permanently like this. This is like a temporary thing. So time to go. So I moved her over there and turned that closet into storage like it needs to be. And then, because I needed space to put music. I didn't have no space and I need to organize down there so and make it actually functional for what it's gonna be functional for. So anywho, that's what went down and then so I set up the room and then I came up here and I was like, well, she's comfortable in the space. That bed is comfortable. She can lay down. She has a heater. Like, she's good. Like, she's got her videos, the questions on the floor, like you're comfortable, you're good, you got food, like you're good, you're good. Mom is good. She has a whole room. She's been had a room. She ain't never not had a room. So she's good. I'm the only one that wasn't good. And I started off my day with me. I started off my day with me and I'm ending my day with me. So After I did all of that, I was like, well, I too would like a nice comfy space to sit down and relax. I couldn't be in the basement because she was watching ridiculous videos and I didn't want to, and it was really about, all right, now you need to be in your own comfortable space with yourself. So enjoy. Enjoy you. Um, you know, whole basement, like enjoy you. And then I went to my old room and it didn't have the same feel. I didn't want to be in there. Even if I closed the door, I just felt like it was a guest room. And it's a guest room now. Like, that's just what it is. It's not my room anymore. And I've moved on. It's okay. It's okay. So now that it's a guest room, it's like, well, I don't mind it being a guest room. It feels good to know that guests will be staying in my old room. Still my room, but guests will be staying in my room down there. So I wanted my bed back, and I had planned to move my bed up here months ago before Miss Thing showed up. But I was looking for a tool, and I never found the tool. And then when I found the tool, I just never did it. But I feel like she had showed up by that point, and I was like, it's just not a good time. But today, I was just like, today it's happening. So that is why my bed is now in my room up here, and I am so happy. I took the stars out from my ceiling because I'm gonna redo the walls in here. I don't know what color. I have some paints left over from the work that we did in the basement, and I also have paint left over, or paint that I got from Home Depot eons ago, and I hope it's still good. So we're gonna see, but this yellow was used throughout the whole freaking house because my mom is like a boo boo. And she's like, oh, we may sell the house, so we have to do something that everyone's gonna like. I like this modern color. And I'm like, okay, that's cute, but since I'm going to be here, I'm going to paint it whatever color I want to paint it. And guess what? When someone buys the house, you can just have them paint it whatever color they want to paint it when they move in. How about that? Put that in their agreement. So we can at least enjoy the house while we're here. That's the whole point. But anyway, so at least up in here in my little attic space, that's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like at least you can get away with that in the attic. People's not going to be so worried about the whole rest of the house not looking too quirky. But by the time they get up here, it's like, oh, well, it's just this one space. It's not like the whole house. And then they might keep it because they'll be like, well, it's just this one space. So you never know. My intentions was really to be the next homeowner, but I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. It would make sense for me to be the next homeowner because then I would have a reason for me at least to really have a voice in this town and really to say, you know what, I'm not standing for the fact that we have no spaces to feel comfortable and free and do our thing. And so, what are we going to do? And at that point, I don't know that I wouldn't be starting a war right here on my own street. But I don't think so. I mean, I think so because there's a lot of West Indians around and there's ways that they can do it. And it's just like, unless their mindset changes, you know, it's like, it's like dumbass people with a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. So, dumbass people with a whole lot of money. So, it's like you look dumb for not having money, but it's like, nah, you just got paid a lot of money for doing simple. It don't matter. Simple work got paid a lot. So that's my spiel for today. That's my Friday. Who knows if I covered everything that I've in cover? I feel so. I'm not going to talk about the people who I have in love feelings for because it's my business. And I haven't 100% tapped into the frequency of the deliverance of the information. A part of me feels like it's just going to happen when it's going to happen and it's just going to be what it's going to be. And trying to make it like this movie thing is weird. So it's like, if I want it to be this movie thing, or if I want the movie thing to exist, then I should just write that down because then it can exist in movie form. And so whenever I tell a story, that could be the story. It doesn't have to be necessarily my story. Um, but perhaps if I write it down that way, it'll happen that way. We shall see. In any event, I'm very, very happy about how my day at least ended. It's been kind of all over the place emotionally. I did end up taking a bath, but anyways, I feel good now that I'm up here. See, I've been staying in the basement too, and it's been cold. And besides the fact that it's been cold, I've been sharing the space with Miss Thing, and I felt like I had to in order to get her acclimated to the surroundings and be like, okay, this is what's going on, like, you know what I mean, da 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 da. But now I am back in my space and it's very clear like you are down there, I am up here. You know what I'm saying? It was like you were never going to be in that room, so you shouldn't have gotten comfortable there. Um, and even though my mom said that you could be there, you already know what's up. I run what she do, so she shouldn't even told you that. She should have said to me, "May, what do you want to do about this conversation?" That's what I'm saying. Like, why? Anywho, no respect, but it's all under control now, darling. So my next step is to step into the garage and make that situation happen. I freed up some space, and I'm gonna hold off on getting a dance studio. I've been trying to figure out where in this house I can put one. But the reality is that the basement is just gonna be one when it needs to be one. I was trying to create a whole separate space for it, but that's not going to happen. But what I could do with the garage space is turn that into my painter's studio because mom will be painting downstairs, or at least her stuff will be there. But my stuff is like the furniture and da da da. So who's lugging all of that? No one. But if I start working on that stuff now during these winter months and put myself in there, then the pieces will be done by the springtime. And so when I put them out for display, they'll actually be complete. Would you look at that? So that's going to be my project for February and March. Well, February, I should say. I'm going to spend February working on the garage day by day. I may even sleep in there nights. So I'm going to have to set up comfy quarters for myself. But that was another reason why I set up the basement with two beds, because I was like, well, but I know I'm gonna be tired. Ain't Miss Thing trying to run up 15 flights of stairs, so I'm gonna run right here and take this nap. Boom, and I'm gonna run over there back and can finish this work. Whatever. It's just because it's cold. If it was warm, I'd be good. I would sleep in that garage. I would sleep outside. It wouldn't matter. It's just this cold weather. I really don't do well with cold weather, and I really feel like even if I had to live in a cold climate, I would need a greenhouse that feels like the rainforest. Because I can't function in any other weather. Like, for real. I just can't. It would have to be nice and thermal and just amazing. It could be freezing the fuck outside. I don't give a shit. But I feel like a rainforest. On the inside, nice and wet and warm. And I would probably make that my bedroom. You know, I would sleep in there. My green room. All right.